Hello and good morning. Joe Justice here, coming to you live on September 8th, 2023. This is the final day of the shortened week that we have here with Labor Day. Labor Day weekend was last weekend, so now we've had a 4-day week. Life has been good. Life has been easy. It's been simple, but after this weekend, we get back to real life where we're getting back to work and getting back to a regular hustle. I am Joe Justice. I'm the home gym hustle hero, where I like to provide information, motivation, and inspiration on how to achieve your health and fitness goals using home gym workouts, focusing on habits, living well and being healthy, and doing everything that you need to do to improve your health, wellness, and fitness. Today, I want to talk about some interesting things having to do with habits and triggers. But before I get into that, I want to remind you that if you need a little help, you can always drop me a message. If you got any questions, if you need motivation, inspiration, or information, be sure to go to homegymhustleheroes.com/join. You can join my group. Would love to have you as part of that, and love answering questions. If you have any questions, you can always shoot me a comment or shoot me a direct message or drop me a comment. Happy to help out with any of those types of things. Hey, so listen, I want to talk to you today about triggers, how to use positive triggers and what triggers are and how do triggers work. So one of the things that you have to kind of understand is humans are very easily manipulated and very easy to control, kind of psychologically, subconsciously. There's a lot of things that we do every day that we're not even aware of, and this is something that a lot of like hypnotists understand this. This is kind of a technique with hypnotism when they, kind of plant hypnotic suggestions. They use trigger words and trigger objects and things like that. If you've ever seen a stage magician that does hypnotism, you'll notice this kind of stuff having to do with triggers. An example of a trigger that you might be familiar with is people that are social drinkers. So they refer to themselves as social drinkers. And what that is whenever they're in a social situation, that social situation triggers a craving for alcohol. Now, the reason that is, it might not be what you think. The reason that typically is because that's a keystone. That's a trigger moment. Because in the past, when they're around their friends, what they do is they've done this, for years and years and years. They get around their friends and they want something to drink because in the past they've always had something to drink when they're around their friends. So then it's that, Pavlov's dog is kind of what comes to mind. It's like once you do things and you associate things so many times with the same type of activity, then you begin to want it. And Pavlov's dog, as a quick reminder to anybody that hasn't had high school biology in a long time, was the whole idea of he would ring a bell every time he would feed his dog, and the dog would start to salivate to get ready for the food. And then it got to the point where just ringing the bell would cause him to salivate. And we like to think of ourselves as human beings as far beyond that type of thing, far beyond control, far beyond behaviorism, but we're not. We are absolutely not. We are 100% controlled by behaviorist tendencies, and one of the biggest behaviorist tendencies is those triggers. So again, social drinking is one of them. Another type of thing, so these tend to be associated with negative habits, and that's one of the things I want to talk to you about today. So smoking is another one. Certain times of day, people get cravings for smoking. Well, that's largely a habit. That's usually a trigger. It's some kind of a, every day at 10 o'clock, they go outside, they smoke. Then that becomes a habit. That's like its own thing, and it's the trigger of 10 o'clock. It's not... and it's not that they're wanting to smoke it. I mean, there's no biological, it's not like the nicotine has ran out, like they've got like a nicotine level and throughout the day it's just dropping and dropping. Then at 10 o'clock, bang, it goes off. No, it's a trigger. It's a psychological trigger. And that trigger is managed subconsciously. It's not, you don't even think about it. It doesn't even occur to you. So what can we do to create positive triggers? Well, we want to associate things that are good for you with everyday activities. So really good one. One of the best ones, one of the best positive triggers that you can do if you really struggle to, let's say you really struggle to exercise. one of the best psychological triggers that you can do is to exercise at the same time every day. And you will begin to associate that time with exercise, and your body won't like it or hate it. It'll just become part of the routine. And after a while, if you miss those exercises, then you'll begin to miss it. Your body, you'll feel like you're missing something. You'll feel like there's something not right. You'll feel out of balance, and it's because those time-based triggers are kicking in. So if you do that every day, and along those same lines, let's say 10 o'clock, let's say 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, you're going to work out before you go to work. Let's say 8 o'clock, you do your workout. Well, you just don't feel it today. I'm not in the mood. I don't want to exercise today. I can't handle it today. Well, put on your exercise clothes. Don't exercise in your regular clothes. Go get yourself some exercise clothes. Those are your exercise clothes. You only use them for exercise. Don't associate them with any other activity. Those are only for exercise. Take those clothes, and at 8 o'clock every day, just put those clothes on. Now, some days you'll feel like exercising, some days you won't. 9 times out of 10, if you exercise regularly and you build that up into a habit, putting on those clothes will become it will become a trigger, and it'll make you get excited for exercise. You can do a similar thing if you like, say, a certain song, or maybe you like a certain motivational video that you've seen on YouTube. At the same time every day, play that song. At the same time every day, play that video. And put some of these triggers together. 8 o'clock, put on your exercise clothes. Play that motivational video, and then do your workout. Those triggers will all work together to get you excited, to get you amped up, to get you ready to go and ready to push things that day. Along those same lines, you want to organize these types of things in the least amount of friction as possible. There are, like everybody has ups and downs throughout the day. They have times when they have big energy, and they have times when they have little energy. It's not the same for every person. It's pretty common that around, in the afternoons, around 2 or 3 o'clock, people kind of have a lull. That's usually when, blood sugar's reduced. That's usually when people are kind of tired, they're worn out, they're getting a little sleepy, that type of thing. Energy's reduced. If that's you, you don't want to schedule that for your workout time. You don't want to make your regular workout time 3 o'clock, because that's not going to work out for you. When's your biggest energy? When do you have the most energy? Do you have it in the morning, or do you have it in the evenings? Are you excited and full of energy at 5 o'clock, or are you excited and full of energy at 8 a.m.? You want to work with your body to make the friction as low as possible, and those triggers will become more powerful if you do that type of thing. So set triggers, and then start to avoid those negative triggers. If sitting on the couch makes you crave potato chips because all you do, for a long time, you come home, you sit on the couch and grab a bag of potato chips, that couch will become a trigger. So avoid that and start to break that. Lean into triggers that are positive. Work on key items, anchor items like clothing, music, time, those types of things that will trigger that, and then avoid those negative triggers. Work all of those things out, and in time, you will develop a system that will improve your health and fitness, that will enable you to more easily, not entirely easily, nothing is ever going to be completely seamless that has to do with physical activity or challenges, and that's all part of the growth mindset. If you feel challenged, then you are growing, and that's exactly where you want to be. You want to be in that growth phase. So nothing's going to completely eliminate those feelings of, man, I'm just not in the mood. But if you start to build up those habits and you put together these triggers and use your energy in a smart way, you will make it a lot easier for you to move forward in those areas. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all again next week. I am Joe Justice. I'm your home gym hustle hero. I hope that you hustle this weekend, and remember always to hustle smart and hustle with a smile. Bye-bye for now.